everybody. So, I look absolutely rough. I'm here to tell you about the night that we've just had. Zion is in bed, fast asleep, in our house that is safe and has no damage and is still standing. So, that's a huge thing tonight. That's a huge blessing. So I wanted to kind of come on and talk about it just because I just really want to talk about it right now because it's like so heavy on my heart, because it's just like one of my absolute worst fears in life happened tonight, and we just missed it. And I'm so thankful, but also so sad for everybody, and I don't even know the half of it yet. I haven't seen all the damage or heard all the reports. You know, obviously it just happened, but we live in Northeast Texas, and you guys know, if you've watched the vlogs or anything like that, that we get a lot of bad weather, and it could be year round. There's really a tornado season. I mean, like there is anywhere that gets tornadoes, but it really, like, you know, can happen honestly just about any time. It's happened in January before. It's how, you know, it just kind of like, if it gets warm enough, it can happen. And here in Texas, you might get a, you know, hot day in December and January, and you know, it's just like that. It's not like the Midwest where it stays cold for so long. Like, it's still hot. We still have warm days. So today I think it hit 80 degrees, maybe in the 80s, and they've been talking about bad weather. It's the beginning of November, but they've just been talking about bad weather for a couple of days. But to be honest with you, I think just because it's not tornado season, which is stupid. When I first heard about it, I was just like, maybe it'll be fine, you know, because it had been cooler out. But then today it did hit 80 degrees, and I knew last night, and then especially today, when they were talking about it, that it was probably going to be like an actual thing. Like, it was probably going to be bad. And so another thing about Northeast Texas is that this whole area, like, they don't have basements on their houses. And that's not just a thing that's just people that I know, but I even heard the weatherman tonight say that that's not a thing they do in this part of the country at all. And so, I mean, randomly, you know, it'll happen, but it isn't a standard thing. Like in the Midwest, it's pretty standard. Most people that I know in the Midwest have basements, but I didn't grow up with one, so I'm really not used to a basement, but it's such a desire of mine to have a basement because I really don't like severe weather season. I'm just very stressed about that. And so anyway, this past spring actually wasn't as bad as some. We had some bad weather, but we never had to like seek shelter or anything like that. But today they'd been saying all day that we were on a level 4 out of 5 of the risk on our part of the area, which is pretty bad. And they had said that the Torcon, which is how high of a chance you have at a tornado, was like 7 out of 10, I think, for our area. A 7 is really high for that. And so anyway, it wasn't good. And I just kept praying it was just gonna go away, you know, it would just disappear, and just claiming the blood of Jesus over our home. I mean, I just get really anxious about bad weather. If you know me, like, I'm serious. I really have to like breathe because it really stresses me out. And tonight just kind of proved why, to be honest. Anyway, I'm even shaken up, and I didn't experience the actual tornado, but so, you know, we go on about our day, and then it comes toward evening time, and it was originally supposed to be in our area like 8 or 9 from what I was seeing on the radar and the weather reports. And then all of a sudden I see that it's going to be here like 6:45. So I'm like, well, that's earlier, so that's actually better for us. Like, with a toddler, you know, I didn't want to have to get him out in the middle of the night, and so I was like, maybe we can just get it over with. Well, it did hit shortly after that time, and well, I'll kind of explain it. So it came our way shortly after that time, and I was watching on the radar, and I was talking to people in the area, talking to my pastor, talking to people that know the area, and know, you know, we've lived here 4 years now, but just kind of like knowing the different towns and whatever, it can be hard. We live in a very large county, and so anyway, If you didn't grow up here, sometimes it's confusing, but our pastor had said, like, yeah, it's actually split and it's gone around our town. And it's done this before, but this is the first time since we've lived here with this type of event. So anyway, tornado sirens go off just to tell us that the shelter's open, but I'm always confused about what to do. And our house obviously doesn't have a basement, but it's also just like a smaller house, and I just never feel super comfortable being in here. Not that the size of the house honestly really matters. It's probably completely stable, but so I knew that before it hit, they'd said that there was possibly 80-mile-an-hour winds and golf ball size hail even without the tornadoes. So I was like, I don't want to get Zion out in hail like that, you know, if we do have to leave and go down to the storm shelter, because we do live close to one. So I knew we wanted to get ahead of it and leave before. So when the sirens went off, we went down there, but we ended up coming home and getting some more snacks and stuff for him, because we knew there wasn't immediate danger. Well, anyway, we end up waiting in the car for a little bit, because I'm like, it's showing that it's around us. It's showing that it's not hitting us. And I'm seeing, as we're sitting in the car, Manny pulled up on the weather. The guy we watched was on live video, and it was showing that a town that we go to Walmart in, that we go to all the time, 10 minutes from us, was getting slammed. I mean, it's showing debris in the air, you know, you can see on the radar. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I mean, we know people there, you know, it's right here. It's like literally part of it was like, we hit this town, even actually closer than 10 minutes. One of the places that got hit was like 5 minutes down the road. So it's right here. Like, you go down a highway for a few minutes and you're in the beginning part of this town, and then as you keep going, you obviously are further into the town. So Walmart is 10 minutes, but you can actually get into this town in about, you know, just a few minutes down the road. And so anyway, I'm like seeing that, and I'm like, what in the world? One of my best friends, she's in a town further on down, and so I'm like, this is crazy. Like, this is wild. And I think maybe it's not that bad. And then they're like, it's been on the ground for like 100 miles or something crazy. It had been on the ground for a long time. And I'm like, this is so wild. So anyway, when we're hearing all of this, we do decide to go in. The wind had picked up a little bit here, but nothing was really happening. Went into the shelter just in case we were missing something. I mean, when you have a toddler or any child, and not just a toddler, but when you have a baby or a child or anything, you have somebody that relies on you. Like, it's not time to play, you know, and that's how we feel. Like, it's just, we're going to do everything we can do to protect him. You know, we're going to do everything we can do to make sure that he's safe. It's way deeper than us now. You know, it's way deeper than just us. This is his life, and we are going to do everything we can do to make sure he's safe and protected. And so we decided to go in. It was pouring rain. Manny protected Zion completely. He barely got 3 drops of rain on him. But Manny was drenched. And then we get inside, and after just a little while, they were like, yeah, nothing else is coming here. You guys are good. If anything changes, like, feel free to come back, but you're good to leave if you feel comfortable doing that. So we left and came home. Well, come to find out, you guys, and I don't know, like, if I can include pictures or whatever. I haven't seen a whole lot yet. I've seen just a few things, but come to find out, just down the road, a few minutes away, people's houses are destroyed. People's businesses are destroyed. From what I've seen, like, common, like, restaurants that are just down the road that we've gone to a lot are gone. And not just damaged, but gone. I don't know about any deaths. I haven't heard anything, and I am praying that is just not the case, that there are not injuries, not deaths. I can't even wrap my head around that part right now. But it split and went around us. I mean, on the radar, we are here, and it was on both sides going around. Like, the same storm system, we would have gotten that tornado had it not done that. And that's wild to me. That's so insane. I'm so thankful, but like I just told somebody, I'm very grateful it didn't hit here, but also I'm so sad for everybody that did lose something. I'm hoping lives were not lost. From what I'm seeing, they believe it may have been EF4, maybe worse. I don't really know exactly. I'll probably know by the time you see this, but it was strong. It was a really strong tornado. I would say it definitely was probably EF4, if not more. I don't know how much damage exactly was done, but from what I'm hearing, it wiped things out. And I'm so sad for them. I know there was also a large tornado in Idabel, Oklahoma today, which is not far either. Further than 10 minutes, but not far by any means. And there was others. I mean, I think there were other smaller ones and things like that popped up. This was not an isolated event. This was a widespread thing. It's just so stressful for me. Like, we still have a baby. We still have a frozen embryo in Dallas that we are preparing to go back for, possibly, hopefully, this month, and for a transfer. And I mean, it hit Dallas hard. It hit that whole area hard. And I'm just praying over this baby, like, you know, if it had wiped out that whole area, it's just so terrifying. And so this is just me being very, like, real and raw. I'm so grateful that we are protected and that we're safe. I am so glad for that. I do not take that lightly. I mean, we don't even hardly have branches down here. I mean, we are completely fine. And then just a few minutes down the road, it's apparently chaos. Which, sorry, Zion's getting up. Okay, he's fine, but I just wanted to, I had to go check on him. But, so anyway, it's just crazy that just down the road it can be like that. And so I'm just asking you guys, like, I don't know all the details yet. I don't know all of the damage. I'm sure there's just worse things that I haven't even heard of yet. But just pray for Texas and Oklahoma and all of the area. There may be other places. I mean, honestly, I was just very focused on our area tonight. So I'm sure there's things that I didn't even know that had happened, you know, like, I'm sure tomorrow I'll be like, oh my gosh, there's also a tornado here that I just didn't even know because I was just trying to keep my family safe tonight, you know. Now in hindsight, I'm like, oh, it went around us and we're all good, but in the moment you don't know it's going to do that. And so I really thought this literally could be like our lives on the line. Like, this is very serious. And it's so scary to me, and I'm so sad that it happened. And I want to help in some way. I hope that I am able to do that. These people that lost so many things, you know, even without lives lost, which I'm hoping is the case, but I don't know. It would be, you know, at best right now, it's that people lost their businesses and their homes and things that are hard, and they lost things that, you know, maybe just things, but also can't be replaced, and memories and things that are so special to them, and it's just gone. And I've been terrified of that my whole life, to be honest. This is like hitting so close to home because it literally hit so close to home, and it almost hit here, and it could have, it so easily could have, and it's just terrifying. It's horrible. So praying for all those people that God's peace and provision is over their lives, and I believe that wholeheartedly, and that they'll walk into a better season than what they walked out of, that what they'll walk into is better than anything that they lost. And just pray with me for everybody affected. Okay, it's the next day, the next morning. We are going to go down and assess some damage, just kind of get a look at things. We've seen pictures, and we're not going to go down any roads, obviously, that are dangerous or, you know, anything like that. But it looks like it was terrible. I mean, people's homes are completely flattened. It's very widespread, like, just a lot of damage. So, we're going to see kind of what we can see when we go down here. It's, you know, extremely sad and extremely, just traumatizing for these people. They're literally down the road. Like, we've been in the car a few minutes and we're already almost to where this took place. On the radar, it was so crazy, and I said last night, it just like where we live, there was storms here, both like tornadic and just really bad, but didn't affect us. It was like we were just like right in the middle of it. There was nothing right where we were, and then all around us was a storm, and it is just crazy that we didn't get that. Honestly, it really is wild, because if we had gotten it, we would have gotten the tornado as well. Little man isn't loving the car this morning, even though we've been in here for like a few minutes, but car, and then he started being fine in the car, but the past couple days he hasn't been loving it. But anyway, I'll show you what we see.
If you're happy, 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 clap your hands. If you're happy, 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 clap your hands. 2.
Wow. It took him out right here. Oh my god. Okay, so it's been just a few days. Everything is is good at our house. We literally had, essentially no damage at all. I don't even know if there were any branches down. We probably would have had branches down, but we recently got our trees cut down. All of our like really bad trees, or most of them, the ones that were really like imminent danger. So anyway, I'm really thankful for that, because storm season will be a lot easier going forward in this house. Hopefully we don't have that many more storm seasons in this house. We are looking to like purchase a home or something different. You guys know we've talked about that, but you never know how it's gonna be, so it's okay. It's okay. He's wanting this toy to open, but it doesn't do that. So I don't know how to help you, baby. I'm sorry. That's what it does. It shakes. So anyway, I think that they might have eventually said the tornado was EF3. I'm honestly not totally sure if they even said. Everybody, when something like this happens, starts giving what is basically their opinion as fact. So it's like people start talking about the level of the tornado, or, you know, what people were saying things were gone that aren't, that are literally still there. I don't know what the point of that was, but anyway, just how rumors get started. But it was bad. That was true. There was a lot of damage, and it's thankfully not right in our area, but at the same time, it's really terrible for those people. They've lost a lot of things, and so a lot of people in the area have been helping, and all that kind of stuff. So it's been good. Communities like this are good for that. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope everybody's safe. I know it was widespread. It wasn't even just in Texas, Oklahoma. Idabel, from what I heard, did get really, really, really wiped out, and that's terrible. So, you know, there's just a lot of other places that dealt with bad weather the other day. So praying for all of you. Thank you for watching. Remember, you are incredible. Jesus loves you. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.